Hello everyone, Ayla here, and this is a high intensity functional training workout. What you will need for this workout is a mat, something that you can put your hands and knees on for planks and other core exercises, and a little bit of stretching at the end. You'll also want a set of dumbbells or whatever you want to use for resistance. That could be a can of soup, a can of beans, whatever you want to use as some hand weight resistance. I also recommend having water readily available to you. We'll have little opportunities for water breaks throughout the workout. We will be moving pretty fast and furious. We start with a warm-up at moderate intensity, and then we're going to move into some high intensity muscle conditioning work for our conditioning period. And then we'll be cooling down with some core and stretching at the end. If you have a heart rate monitor, I highly recommend wearing that and then having whatever device you use for your heart rate feedback readily available. I'm using my MyZone heart rate monitor, and I get feedback on the MyZone app via my phone. I'm going to be giving you target heart rate intensities during the muscle conditioning segments that you're going to want to aim for. If you're not wearing a heart rate monitor, you can use rate of perceived exertion on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super high intensity, 1 being really light intensity. We're going to be aiming between a 7 and a 9 on that scale of rate of perceived exertion. So you'll hear me saying heart rate percentages like 75%, 80%, 85%, 90%. And then the number on the rate of perceived exertion scale that corresponds with that would be like a 7 for 75%, an 8 for 85%, a 9 for 90%, and so on. I think you understand. So I'll try to say both the target heart rate percentage and the target rate of perceived exertion range. Now let me describe a little bit further that scale of 1 to 10. 1 is minimal intensity, 10 is maximal intensity. Like I'm either going to puke or pass out, I'm working so hard at a 10. We don't necessarily want or need to get there today, but we are going to want to be at a 7, 8, or a 9 during the conditioning phase. All right, I think we got that all locked in. Let's get ready to start our warm-up. I'm going to back up and start my timer. We're going to start with either a light jog, or I'll give you plenty of other options. We have 2 minutes of that, and we're going to start right now, friends. So I'll keep time. We have 2 minutes. You can either do a light jog, or if you wanted, a march. You could also do a jumping jack. Here's a modification, just tapping one leg out to the side at a time, or you can take a regular jumping jack. Whatever serves you best. We're just warming up. We have 10 minutes in our warm-up. We have 20 minutes in our conditioning phase, and then we have 5 minutes to cool down. We've got all of our equipment readily available. I'm going to take this to a jog. We have 1 minute and 20 seconds left of the jog or the jump jacks. Or if you wanted, you could do a little step out and in. If you do that, alternate your lead leg. Just getting our body warmed up and ready to go. If you're wearing your heart rate monitor, we'd want to be around 50 to 60% of our max heart rate. So on the rate of perceived exertion chart, that would be a 5 or a 6. A little under a minute left. I'm just going to jog around a little bit. And I would welcome you to do the same. My daughter's currently putting on my other pair of tennis shoes. So I'm just going to make a mental note right now that I'm going to have to go find those tennis shoes somewhere later. The adventures. Less than 30 seconds left in this first phase of our warm-up. Now heart rate's probably coming up closer to 60 to 65% of maximum if you're watching that, or rate of perceived exertion around a 6 or a 7 on that scale of 1 to 10. Getting ready to transition in 3, 2, 1. We now have knee grabs. Reach down, grab a knee, pull it up toward your chest. If you need to find something to balance against to do that, then feel free to find something that you can balance against doing the knee grabs. Oh, Lucy, you're doing the knee grabs with us? Yeah, excellent. Tall through your chest, long through your back. Lifting our knee, pulling it into our chest. We have about 20 seconds. Oh, thank you. What a wonderful assistant you are. We're gonna leave it right there, baby. Getting ready to transition into our next warm-up exercise in about 10 seconds. So keep the knee grabs going. You keep them going. We're stepping hip width apart. 3, 2, 1. We're hinging forward, touching toward our toes, then opening our chest, hinging forward, reaching down toward our toes, and opening up to the sky. Soft bend in our knees. Only reach down as far as you feel comfortable. So maybe you're only reaching down to your knees and opening up, and then knees opening to the sky. You go down as far as feels good on your body today. We have 20 seconds left of the toe touch chest opener, toe touch, reach to the sky. Thank you, girl. You're so helpful, Lucy. 10 seconds left here. Then we're gonna move into our next exercise. I'll show you what that is in 3, 2, side lunge with a weight shift. So we lunge over to the side. We shift our weight inside or outside, inside, outside. Then we're gonna change to the other side. Shift outside, inside, outside. Change it to the other side. Outside, inside, outside. Oh, Lucy, you are good. Outside, inside, outside, and shift. Outside, inside, outside. Just getting warm. So you come down as far as you feel comfortable coming down. Make sure you feel your weight back in your heels. Your back is long and your chest is tall. We are working our way through the warm-up, my friends. Hopefully your body is feeling warm and ready to go. 3, 2, we're gonna take this to a shuffle. We're just gonna shuffle from one side to the other. You can take 3 or 4 shuffles in one direction, then 3 or 4 shuffles in the opposite direction. Heart rate should still be coming up a little bit more now. So we should be in the 60 to 70% range in terms of heart rate. So on the rate of perceived exertion, you should be at a 6 or a 7. That means your effort level feels moderate toward hard. You can say a good sentence or so at a time before you would need to take a little breather to be able to speak again. Getting ready for our next warm-up exercise. We slow things down a little bit. Hinge forward at your hips. Take your elbow down to your knees. And then rotate to open one arm up toward the sky. So if I have my right elbow on my right knee, my left arm rotates up and open. This exercise helps to warm up our lower back, helps to warm up our chest and our shoulders. We have 30 seconds left here. Oh, thank you, baby. I need that. I really appreciate that. That's got to stay right here, okay? 14 seconds left in the rotation. Thank you. Okay, thank you very much, special assistant. Getting ready for our next warm-up exercise, friends. It's going to be a lunge with rotation, and let's transition there right now. Lunge forward, rotate toward your front leg, away from your front leg, and back. So we lunge, we rotate toward our front leg, away from our front leg, and back. Only come down as far as you feel comfortable coming down in the warm-up. Eventually, we're gonna wanna aim for a 90-degree bend in both legs, the front knee and the back knee. But when we're warming up, maybe you're up a little bit higher. If you have any hip, knee, ankle issues, you might choose to not come down as far during the conditioning phase as well, and that's just fine. Please listen to your body today. You know your body best. I'm going to be giving you options, levels 1, 2, and 3 that you can be working at, and then you choose what serves you best. All right, getting into some core and glute activation. Front plank. We're going to hold our front plank first. So come on into the front plank. You can be on your elbows. You can be on your hands. You can be on your knees or your toes. Whatever strikes your fancy, friends. Thank you, Lucy. I appreciate you being so helpful. 30 seconds left in the plank. If you want to switch over to a side, feel free to do that now, and I'll let you know when we have 15 seconds left, which is right now. So you'd take it over to the other side. Almost done with our warm-up. Heart rate's going to be coming down a little bit right now because we're horizontal. Oh, yep, test my core strength. Thank you, Lucy. Hip bridge, friends. We transition. Thank you, love. Mama's got to flip over. So you lay down, heels are on the ground, driving through your heels, pushing your hips up toward the sky. Option, you can just hold here, or if you want to change things up a little bit, you can come about halfway down to the ground with your bottom and squeeze up to the top. About halfway down, squeeze up to the top. Another option would be at the top, just a soft pulse up towards the sky. Not fast, intentional, where you're just squeezing a little bit more through your glutes. You keep going on the hip bridge, everybody. You have just a few more seconds left. Then we're gonna get ready for our conditioning phase. 3, 2, 1, come on up. If you want to grab a quick drink of water, now is the time to do it, because we are getting ready to move into the conditioning phase. We have 7 exercises. You're gonna have about 30 seconds or so to get into the target heart rate range, and then we're gonna hold that target heart rate range for 20 seconds before we transition into the next exercise. So cheers. Little drink of water. We start with squats, friends. So grab the weight that you want for squats. Get ready, get set, let's go. We want to be at 75% of max heart rate in our squats. And we've got another 20 seconds to get to 75%. Squat level 1 would be coming down to a smaller range of motion or not using weight. You can take the regular squat. Squat level 3 is moving down a little bit deeper. So level 2 is hitting 90 degrees and pressing to the top. We are in our target heart rate range, and we are going to hold 75 to 80% of max heart rate for the next 5, 4, 3. Get ready to transition. Curl to press. Soft bend in our knees, bicep curl, overhead press. Now, this is an upper body exercise, smaller muscle groups, which means our heart rate's gonna drop down just a little bit. So heart rate might be hovering closer to 75%, or rate of perceived exertion 7 on the scale of 10 here. We have about another 10 seconds get into that target zone of 75% or a 7 out of 10 on the RPE scale. And now we hold that intensity, friends. 20 seconds to go in the curl to press. Remember your options. If you want to modify this, you would just go to forehead, chin on the press if you want a modification for a level 1. Next exercise, side lunge. I'm gonna load the weight up again onto my shoulders, and we're lunging side to side. Level 1, no weight, or take a smaller range of motion. Level 2, you're aiming for about a 90-degree bend in your knee, moving side to side. Level 3, you could add a little hop in the middle. You could come down a little bit further. Now we're aiming for 80 to 85% of max heart rate. And we want to be in that zone, and we're going to hold it for 20 seconds starting right now. That would be a rate of perceived exertion of 8 on a scale of 10. Keep it moving. 10 seconds left to stay in the zone. 5. And that's a transition. We're gonna move to a side raise. So our heart rate is gonna come down now, but we wanna hold our heart rate at about 75% of max heart rate. So we're gonna give ourselves a moment here to transition, and then we'll hold at 75% or a 7 out of 10 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. The more of a bend you have in your elbows, the easier the movement. The straighter your arms, the more challenging the side raise. 20 seconds to hold in this target heart rate range of 75%. 7 out of 10 rate of perceived exertion. Are you there? 3, 2, we're bringing heart rate back up. Lower body exercise, lunge with rotation. Lunge, rotate toward your front leg, push back. Lunge, rotate toward your front leg, push back. Here's what we're aiming for now, friends. 80 to 85% of our max heart rate. That is an 8 out of 10 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. The level of effort feels hard. This feels challenging. Move at a pace. Take a range of motion that gets you into that target heart rate range. And we're gonna hold it for the next 20 seconds. Let's go. We got this. If you're not quite up to 80 to 85%, then move a little faster. Go a little deeper in the squat. If you need a little bit less, take less range of motion or get rid of the weight. That's a transition. Next exercise is a push-up. Let's take it down to the mat. You can be on your knees or your toes. We're aiming for 75% of our max heart rate. So you can be on knees or toes as you do your push-up. Anytime we move to a horizontal position, our heart rate is naturally going to come down a little bit. So we're aiming for 75% of max heart rate, or a 7 out of 10 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. And we're holding that zone for the next 20 seconds. You choose what option on the push-up serves you best to be at 75% or a 7 out of 10. You have 5 seconds left. And now we move into the 7th and final exercise in this sequence. It is a jumping jack, which means we're going to be able to get our heart rate up, probably the highest that it has been yet. We are aiming for 85% of max heart rate, 8 out of 10 on that scale of rate of perceived exertion. We have 10 seconds left until you hold this zone for 20 seconds. Here it is, friends. Let's go. 20 seconds. Hold in this range. Go, 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 go. I see you, baby. Nate, can you grab Lucy, please? We're getting there. Almost there. Get ready. Getting ready to transition into our squat. Remember, squat, we wanted to be between 75 and 80%. Let me show you. You take your squat and go. I'm going to show you these different options. Level 1, squat. I'm not using weight. I'm not coming down as far. Level 2, squat. I'm hitting 90 degrees. I might be using my weights. Level 3, squat. I'm coming down deeper, driving through my heels. If you want to add a little more, add a hop. Are you ready? 20 seconds right here. Holding at 75 to 80% of your max heart rate. Go, 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 my friends. You got this. You got this, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, now. Curl to press. Transition it. Remember this one, 75%. Curl, press. The heart rate is going to recover a little bit. Soft bend in our knees. Abdominal muscles are pulled in tight. If you've got any shoulder issues, remember you can change this movement by going just to forehead and chin on the overhead press. You all keep it going. You're getting ready to hold this for 20 seconds at that 75% of max heart rate. 2, 1. You have 20 seconds to stay in that target zone of 75% or a 7 on a 10 of heart rate. Keep it going, friends. Keep it going. Yes. 5, 4, 3, 2. Next exercise is a side lunge. Make the transition. Same thing, no weights. If I want level 1, I'm not going down as far. If I want level 2, I'm adding weights, or I'm going down a little bit further. Level 3, I've got weights and or I might add some propulsion. We are working our way to 80 to 85% of our max heart rate. That's between an 8 and a 9 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. This feels hard. 5, 4, everybody's holding in this zone now for 20 seconds. Stay, 80 to 85% max heart rate, between an 8 and a 9 on the rate of perceived exertion. This feels very challenging. 3 or 4 words before you need to take a deep breath. Side raise, we get to catch our breath a little bit. It's going to come down to 75%. The more of a bend that you have in your elbows, the easier the movement. The straighter your arms, the more challenging the movement. Each movement is intentional. Each movement is on purpose. We are holding in this zone now for 20 seconds. We want to hold right at 75%. 7 out of 10. This feels hard, but doable. Three, 2, transition, friends. Lunge with rotation. Lunge forward, rotate toward your front leg, push back. Options again. Level 1, no weights, smaller range of motion. Level 2, add some weight in, come down to 90-degree bend in both knees. Level 3, you've got your weights. Maybe you're gonna make this a lunge jump, and then add in a little rotation. Jump, rotate, jump, rotate. You choose your option. And now we're aiming for 80 to 85% of our max heart rate, and we're holding for 20 seconds starting right now. Let's go, everybody. Whatever option you are at, keep it rolling. Lunge with rotation. You choose the option that challenges you to 80 to 85% of your max heart rate. 8 out of 10 RPE, rate of perceived exertion. And now we transition, push up. What's going to enable you to hit 75% of your max heart rate? Begin. You can be on your toes. Level 1 would be on our knees and using a smaller range of motion. Level 2 would maybe be a more full range of motion from our knees, or on our toes, a smaller range of motion. Level 3, toes, full range of motion. You choose what's right for you. And now you're holding 20 seconds, aiming for 75% of your max heart rate. 7 out of 10 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. Again, it's challenging, it's doable, but it's challenging. You only have 5 seconds left. Keep your push-up going. Quick transition, folks, into our jumping jack. Highest heart rate of the sequence. 3, 2, let's get the jump jack going. Let's do it. So our conditioning period is 20 minutes long. We're almost there. We have about 6 minutes left. So we keep going through the exercises until we hit the 20-minute mark. With our jumping jacks, remember, we want to be at 85% of our max heart rate. If you are above 85%, you could take it to a modified jumping jack. If you're below 85%, you could do a star jump. We're here for the next 13 seconds. Let's go. Whatever option serves you best, friends. 3, 2, and we're back at the beginning. Squats. 75 to 80% of max heart rate. Beginning right now. Take your squat. Take whatever version of the squat serves you best and allows you to stay 75 and 80% of your max heart rate. You know your body best. You're accountable for holding yourself at that intensity. 7 to 8 on the rate of perceived exertion chart. We're here for another 20 seconds. Holding that range for 20 seconds. That's the whole point of this workout, is to pick a specific intensity range and hold there for 20 seconds during each exercise. 3, 2, transition it, curl to press. You now know your options. Bend a knee, get it going. 75% of max heart rate. What do you need to do to hit that target range? I'm going to give everybody about another 15 seconds or so to get into that range of 75% or a 7 out of 10 rate of perceived exertion. And then we'll start our timer at 20 seconds. Are you there? 75%? Let's go. 20 seconds. Holding that intensity. Quality repetition. We've got this. Last 5 seconds. Keep it going. Keep it going. Side lunge. You know your options. We have 4 minutes left. Let's make them count. Start your side lunge. Target heart rate range. 80 to 85% of max heart rate. Between an 8 and a 9 on that rate of perceived exertion scale. Ooh, so heart rate is coming up from what we were just doing. in the curl to press. Are you there? 80 to 85% of max heart rate. 8 to 9 RPE. Are you there? Hold for 20 seconds. Let's go. Keep working it, everybody. Keep doing what you can do. Keep breathing. Keep moving. Hold that intensity range. 3, 2, Yahoo! Side raise. A little bit of recovery. Heart rate now is coming down to 75% of maximum. We're at a 7 out of 10 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. So compared to what we were just doing in the side lunge, this should feel a little bit easier. You can talk a little bit more fluidly before we have to take a break. We're gonna hold for 20 seconds at 75% max heart rate starting right now. Breathe in. Keep working it. 10 seconds left in the side raise. Keep moving at whatever level is appropriate for you. 3, 2, let's pump things back up. Lunge with rotation. Choose your option. Let's get it started. The faster you move, the deeper you go in your range of motion, the more of a heart rate response you're going to get. We are aiming for 80 to 85% of max heart rate. Between an 8 and a 9 on the rate of perceived exertion scale. This level of effort feels not just hard, but very hard. It's short. We're gonna hold this for 20 seconds. Find your range. Get there, 80 to 85%, let's go. 20 seconds on. Let's go. We got this. Last 5 seconds. Make it count. Make it count. Here we go. Transition. Final minute of the conditioning phase. Final minute of work before we go into core. Push-ups. Let's go. We're horizontal, which means our heart rate is naturally going to come down a little bit. We want to be at 75% of max heart rate. Are you there? 7 out of 10 on the RPE scale. And we're going to hold for 20 seconds. Find it. 20 seconds left, everybody. This is it. 75% max heart rate, 7 out of 10 on our RPE chart. And this is the finale. And that's it. Cool down time. Get a drink of water, everybody. Yeah, we made it. Cheers. I hope that felt good. We were playing around with different ranges of our max heart rate. What you would have noticed is that as you were vertical and moving more dynamically, your heart rate would come up more. When we were working upper body or we were horizontal, our heart rate comes down a little bit. And so we aimed for specific ranges appropriate for each exercise. We finish with core and a stretch. Come on down. Front plank. We're gonna hold a front plank, side plank, and a hip bridge, little stretch, and we're done. Here we go. Come on up into the front plank. You can be on your hands, your toes, your knees, your elbows, wherever you want to be to challenge yourself for the core work. 15 seconds left. Pulling our belly button up and in, squeezing to close the space between our hips and our ribs. Let's take this to a side plank. If you want, you can come down to your inside knee. You can be on your hand or your elbow. You could stack your feet. You could stagger your feet. Whatever option you want. 15 seconds left on this side, and then we switch over to the other side. Try to pick your bottom hip up off of the ground as high as you can. 3, 2. All right, switching sides. So whatever option you chose for the side plank on the first side, please replicate that on this side. 30 seconds to hold. Belly button pulls in. Still squeezing the space between our ribs and our hips, and still lifting the bottom hip up as high as we can, whether you're on your elbow, your hand, your knees, whether your feet are stacked or staggered. Transition into a hip bridge, down onto the mat. Drive through your heels, press your hips up toward the sky. Now your heels should be just close enough that you can touch them with your fingertips. Drive, drive, drive your hips up. Feel your glutes squeezing tight. Yes. Same options that we had in the warm-up. If you want to add just a little bit of a pulse to add an extra squeeze, you can. And now we transition, friends, into stretching. Figure 4. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. Squeeze and pull both legs in toward your chest. So you're lacing your fingers behind your left leg to pull in. And now switch sides. So left ankle onto right knee, reaching behind your right leg, pulling in toward your body. You should feel the stretch through the outside, the lateral side of your hip. Deep breath. Recovering, relaxing our heart rate down. Let's transition into a chest and neck stretch. I'm actually going to change out the music, so if you want to continue in your figure 4, you can, or transition up to a seated position. Once you find your way to a seated position, take your hands back behind you. You can either lace your fingers behind your back, or you can grab onto, so either lacing your fingers behind your back or grabbing onto your fingers or your wrist, and gently lift and pull your arms up and away to stretch your chest. You'll feel a stretch through your chest and through the And now we transition this into a stretch for our neck. So sitting up tall, resting your hands on your legs or at your sides. Take your right ear over toward your right shoulder. Slowly roll through the center of your body. Take your left ear over toward your left shoulder. Back and forth. Now we transition into a stretch for our legs, little hamstring stretch. Extend your right leg out. You can take your left foot into your leg, hinge at your hips, and reach over toward either your shin or your toes, wherever the end point of your stretch is. Feeling a stretch through the back of your right leg and into your lower back. And now we'll switch over to the other side. Same thing, chest is lifted, hinge at your hips, reach for the toes or wherever the end of your range of motion is. Anchor into your left leg. Breathe. Feel that your heart rate has recovered. Feel that your breathing has recovered. And we'll slowly come up and we'll press ourselves to a standing position. Let's just take a couple of deep breaths together, standing about hip to shoulder width apart. Deep breath in. Exhale out. Another deep breath in. Exhale out. And last one. Yes, give yourself another round of applause. Well done, my friends. That is a fast and furious high intensity functional training workout. And the whole point of that workout is to aim for a specific target heart rate intensity or rate of perceived exertion so that we can challenge ourselves into those specific target zones and hold there for 20 seconds at a time. So we gave ourselves some transition time to get into the target heart rate intensity zone, and then we held it for 20 seconds. Hope that workout felt good for you. Thanks again for joining me. My name's Ayla, and that was our high intensity functional training workout. Have a wonderful day. Well done, you.